we have financial hey, I got to come on for Magalian. I was a river, but I thought you not the bed. To my Nuguna in a rock and again. Now get the like I'm not again. And I'm a guy who was here. I know who's to be good, but I get this in the but there's a good relationship with that's a if I get back to my head,
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. And good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening to all our amazing fan members. Good evening. Good evening to you all. Yes, yes, yes. Hope we are on Nigerian Centenary page. Hope we are all on Nigerian Centenary page. Wow, wow, wow. We have Madam Hope here. Yes, yes. We have our speakers here. Can you give Dr. Temitope the link? Good evening, good evening, good evening, yes. Ooh, I did not put that. Okay, fan members, Jane Ike, good evening, Jane Ike. Kemisola, good evening, how are you? How are you, Mary Comfort? Good evening. Oni Adenike, good evening to you. Olori, good evening. And I want to once again say good evening, IOM fan members. IOM fan members, today is definitely the part 2 of our trafficking in persons. We promise to give you our second part to round it up today. Yes, as usual, this topic is a topic that is not something I talk and smile. It's something I feel very heavy while talking about. Probably, before I introduce the speakers, I'm going to first of all do family engagement. Then I introduce the speakers and we go through the show. I want us to be just an hour because some of us, we are complaining of light, battery, and what have you. So let us go deeply down into family engagement time. Yes, it is indeed family engagement time. Fam members, are you ready? Are you ready? Okay, let's ask the first question. The first question goes like this. Has anyone here, fam members, have any one of you ever been offered a job that felt so good to be true, and you were told to keep it secret, and promised a big reward? Yes, no, or not sure? Fam members, this is your time. He said, okay, ma. Oni said no. Erufolami said yes. Wow. Bukola Sunday said no. Bukola Sunday said no. Love said no. And Tochukwu Okpala is tagging. Fantastic. And also, Aisha said yes. Wow. This is a revelation. Wow. And oh, Anita Timothy, I remembered you mentioned it last time, and that was the reason for the question. You said yes. All right. So let me say this to you. If you're offered any big, wonderful, flamboyant job, so to keep it secret, please, is a red flag. And tonight we have our wonderful activist, Madam Hope, and Dr. Temitope. Hopefully he will join us soon. We are here and they are going to talk about how to check all this tonight that they are going to talk about how to check before trusting such promises. Thank you, guys. So second question, I have just 5 questions for you, so Madam Hope and Dr. Temitope can go do justice to this topic. Question number 2, if a friend told you they were asked to travel abroad under suspicious circumstance, what would you do? I repeat, the question goes like this. If a friend told you they were asked to travel abroad under suspicious circumstance, what would you do? Are you going to report it? Are you going to warn them? Or are you going to ignore? Okay, so Oni says she's definitely going to warn them. Onyechi also said she would definitely warn them. And Angela said exactly. Rita said she would definitely she's going to warn them. Yes, Rita said she will warn them. And Benjamin says she will definitely report. And Obeyemi says she will ignore them. All right, thank you for that answer. So again, I want to say to you, the best practice does not mean that's the only thing you do. Best practice is encourage them to verify the opportunity, seek for help, and never travel alone without clear details. Don't go with anyone you suspect is suspicious without clarification, asking questions, and talking to other people to seek for help. Thank you very much. So question number 3. Question number 3 is remaining 2 more questions. Can you type, fam members, can you type out the emergency hotline or local authority number you would contact if you suspect trafficking? Yes or no, can you type it? If yes, type it. If no, it's okay. If yes, please try and type it. We want to empower you and give you the tool you need to take action. It's not just mere talk. We need you to take action. So can you type out the emergency hotline or your local authority number which you can contact if you suspect trafficking? Can you do that, fam members? Olori said yes. Oni said yes. If you can type the phone number. Abu is still answering, make sure. Angela said yes, indeed. Aisha said yes. Can you type out the number, please? Can you type out the number? Jane Ike said it's very necessary. Opeyemi is tagging good. Can you type out the number? You're saying yes and no. I would have been happy if you typed out the number. So on that note, that was question number 3. I will say to you, if you don't know the numbers, that's fine. That's fine. Don't worry. We are going to share the numbers of the key persons to contact in terms of the authority. So everyone will be prepared to take action if you find any suspected, if you suspect anyone of being trafficking. All right. So the 4th question, which is the second to the last question, have you ever, fam members, have you ever noticed a neighbor or an acquaintance who suddenly became isolated or whose job story didn't add up? You ask them, what are you doing? Today they will tell you they are cleaners. Tomorrow they will tell you they are typists. Next tomorrow they will tell you that they work in a factory. The next day they will tell you that their boss said they shouldn't tell you. Okay, have you ever noticed a neighbor of yours or someone you know or friend of yours who suddenly became isolated or whose job story never adds up? Yes or no, or you're not sure. Have you ever? Love said yes, and Oni said no, and Ola Likan said no, and Janet said no. Janet, this is the first time I'm seeing you. Olori said no. Angela said yes, and Benjamin Umo said guys, and I saw someone put down a local number. Jane, I gave 211. Okay. Most of you are saying yes or no. Okay, fantastic. So let me say this to you. You see, usually in other topics, I don't go into the answers to the questions, but trafficking in person is slavery. I repeat, trafficking in person is slave trade. It's slave trade in a modern form. So just like we felt bad, just like we felt dead, we felt so during slave trade. That's the same way the people in this modern day are trafficked in person. That's the same way it is. So that is why I take this very seriously. So what I will say to you, spotting the changes is key. And we are going, Madam Hope and the others will discuss safe and sensitive ways to respond if you spot that someone is isolated or someone is just suddenly giving you stories that doesn't add up. We'll tell you the safe way to respond. The last and the least question, then we'll go straight into the speakers. Please, I'm still waiting for Dr. Temitope to join. Dr. Temitope, still waiting for him to join. The last question is this. If you have kids, fam members, if you have kids or younger siblings or relatives, have you talked to them about trafficking risk? Fam members, because most time we come, we learn, and we shout, and we go home. If you have kids, younger ones, or any sibling at all, have you ever spoken to them after the part 1 about trafficking risk and online luring? Online luring. That is what children face these days, or anyone on social media, including adults and even grandparents face these days. Have you ever spoken to them? Yes, no, or you plan to? Please be honest with me. Modupe Comfort said yes. Obioma said yes. Fantastic. Betty Iyabo, she gave us human trafficking phone number, and as I'm looking at it, it looks correct, because that is what I have in stock for you as well. Fantastic. Chintok said no, but I will. Fantastic. Please be honest. Angela said yes, I have. answer, still speaking. I have, and I'm still speaking to them. Fantastic. And Modupe Comfort said, please, I don't really understand. Are we on IOM or Nigerian Centenary? We are on IOM page. I repeat, we are on IOM page. We have resolved the issue. Resolve the issue. We have indeed resolved the issue. So yes, we are on IOM page. So this last question, I will say to you, it is tough. It's going to be a tough conversation. It's just like asking children about their sexual life. It's a very tough conversation, but essential. Tough and essential. And we are going to share tips on how to start such a conversation. And on that note, farm members, I will say that Madam Hope is here. She's listening and she's hearing. She's taking notes of the question because this will give her line of discussion tonight. But let me say this to you, and I'm going to say it strongly and cold. Don't be fooled. Farm members, do not be fooled. Slave trade never ended. I repeat, don't be fooled. Slave trade never ended. Oh, like today, someone was talking to me. Do you know what they say? Thank God slavery is over. I said, don't be fooled. Slavery is not over. It never ended. It just got more organized. Slave trade never ended. It only got more organized and vicious. It is called modern day trafficking. On that note, I want to say welcome to our part 2 of our discussion on modern day trafficking. Tonight, from members, tonight we are going to go laser focused on how to recognize one, the signs, how to recognize the sign. Secondly, this is what we promised from last time. We are going to spot those sweet talking traffickers who come with big promises. That is how they get people trafficked. They come with big promises. And yes, we will also focus on how to notice when someone around us might be in danger and what steps they can take to prevent being trafficked. Remember this. Tonight, we have discussed last week, Madam Hope and Professor Temitope gave us a wonderful talking point on I call it slave trade, on trafficking in person, what it is, how it is done, the impact it has caused, the people that suffer while trafficked, and she spoke to the president of the nation on what to do to stop such trafficking, and also compared Nigeria and the Western world. Whether can you get a Westerner to be trafficked to Nigeria? So tonight we are going to look at solution. We'll focus on solution. We'll talk about how to spot the red flags, those too good to be true job offers that come with secrecy and big rewards. Oh, come and do work for me. We'll pay you $1 million a day. We'll pay you 1,000 a minute. We'll also explore how safely we can support someone who might be at risk. And we'll look at actionable steps we can all take to prevent trafficking. And of course, we also you will hear from our amazing speakers. The one we have here now is our one and only Dr. Hope. Our one and only Dr. Hope. She is going to right now unmute and greet farm members. She's going to greet the family members.
You are muted, ma.
Thank you. You can hear me
So
now. You can hear me
point?
now. I think they can hear me now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's because they can hear me now.
Okay. I said I will answer your question. The question is, how do we support the spotlight that somebody is a trafficker?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But before I answer that question, there are some carryover agitation I carried home last Sunday, because we cannot talk this trafficking enough.
No.
I just wanted to bring it. It will also help us to, even in answering this question, it might even help us to understand. You talked about, you asked it as a question, have we even seen Americans being trafficked to Nigeria? That's, we are talking about transnational, national organized crime. That's but I'm looking at, we talked about that trafficking has to do with internal and external. We established that.
Yes.
Okay, I want you to know that in US, two forms of trafficking is going on. Most two type, and that has to do with trafficking of children and young girls for pimping out, for sex, for prostitution. And they are being recruited internally. They are being recruited online because they have access to gadgets, they have access to internet. Parents are busy, everybody are busy, children, you believe they use it to learn, they use it to, but they use that gadget they have to do more than you ever knew. So I want to start with that. When you ask the family about have they started speaking to their children, I think that one prevention, apart from talking, is to make sure that any child that is not up to 18 years, that have not even finished secondary school or have not written WAEC, I think they are asking them to own phone now because of WAEC, I don't know. But any child below 18 years, I don't think should have access to Android and smartphone. I'm telling you, it's doing more harm than good. If there could be a desktop equipped with internet access, that when you feel that they have assignment and whatever, they can on it and do their assignment, finish, close it down, shut down. If you think that even if they want to research whatever they want to do, there should be a desktop fully equipped with internet access. You can share hotspots, you can use modems, you can use router in the family. Let them have access to internet and do their work and close the laptop. It's for educational purpose and go and leave it. If you need that your children needed to be communicated, buy normal phone that is only meant for communication, for calls that they will not use to explore. They use it to do a lot of things, and these children, as they're being recruited, traffic, they're also being used for pornography too, and children pornography. And we have been talking about pedophiles. Most people traffic young children for this purpose, for people who delight abusing our little children. And they pay, especially those that are so young that are not yet active with sex. They paid heavier, more for them. So I know that we got to know about this. What I'm speaking now, I'm speaking both for Nigeria and US. When we went in 2019, in the company of some NAPI staff, the US government sponsored our International Visitors Exchange Program, where we share our experience and our way of intervention in trafficking from Nigeria experience. They also shared theirs. It was clearly made clear that their children are also being trafficked. Their children are being trafficked for what I've just explained to you. And again is labor trafficking. Labor trafficking for labor purpose. Like I told you, which we have talked about, there are companies that are whatever, there are companies, factories that are there ready to, employ all these irregular migrants at a looking for cheap labor at a cheap rate so that they will maximize profit. They are all there. I don't know how true it is that even they were pointing during this Trump saga. I don't know about that one, but I just want to make reference to that they were even putting that some people who work for Trump, they are even irregular migrants that are not fully documented. But that is just aside. I'm just trying to let you know how people look for cheap labor, and that is one market for the trafficking going on. So having said that aside, there is another aspect I want to bring to us, which most of us may know. It got a point that even till today, most of our girls, if you want to travel abroad, they want you to go and do nursing. So at a point, some men, some of our people living outside the country, we are coming home to marry wives to go and do nursing. Meanwhile, some of them were also using that as opportunity to recruit victims for forced prostitution. Somebody can come over because you remember we say it's an organized crime. It's a transnational organized crime that have syndicates, that have people playing different roles at different times. Somebody can come over from abroad and say that he wants to marry a wife, that he doesn't have much time to spend. He wants to do everything quick. And there are somebody somewhere is playing the role of the father-in-law, somebody is playing the role of mother-in-law, somebody is playing uncle, somebody is playing maybe the trafficker or the recruiter is playing the role of the husband. There are people who and it will not even give room for families and friends or you to really investigate and get to know things more about the young man. Sometimes it might even be a totally community away from yours, or even within, or the ones you think they will come in the name of marry you. They can even marry, when they want to recruit, they can marry up to 10, 15, 20 wives. Within that period they will gather the same day. All of you will travel and you will never know. The same hotel, all of you will find your way to that hotel in Nigeria, departure, and everybody, at the same time, he will move all of you tactically with his people, monitoring and with corrupt officials and everything. That's why when I said everybody is involved, except if I say I'm not. If Nosenje say he's not, if you say you are not, virtually everybody is a suspected trafficker. You may not know. And they will move these people in the name of marriage. When they land, they find out that there was no marriage. And at that point, they will tell you, that was one of those red flag we kept saying. They will make you to go with somebody's documentation name. They will tell you that if they start processing your document now, it will be long. So those madams, those who buy, those people there that were part of the trafficking, they would have generated international passport and documents that they will tell you to answer the name of that person, so that is already there, so that you can easily enter the country. Is one red flag, serious red flag. If your name will be changed if you are going to answer another person's name. So when you enter the country, you are not documented because you never entered that country, because your name was never captured. It was that passport, and immediately you get there, they will seize the whole document. They will collect it, and there's no marriage. They will hand you over. They sell you, disburse you, maybe to the those people you enter with their name might have been even the people who have paid, who are going to buy you or have already bought you before you even landed, and they will exploit you. I tell you, a journalist doing well in Nigeria had the so-called husband marriage abroad, and she was to go for an international conference. He now used that opportunity to tell her that when she come over, she can now, visit, and from there she can blah blah blah. They will now get maybe, try to regularize her document and so called. So the woman moved that she was actually going to meet her husband abroad, who had already married her, and she used that regular means of going for international conference to go and join him. So the time she was supposed to come back to Nigeria, she never did, because she now believed her husband has been there, they can regularize her document. It was that vulnerability at that point. They took that document, her document has expired, and he made sure that she was kept locked up, that she will not even have access to communicate or to the outside world, and she was forced into prostitution and exploited until God had mercy. Somehow, the information, she was able to be rescued. A woman was also made to go and work as nanny, who was 40 years old, and document was well prepared for her. She got to US, but she was rescued at the age of 63. She was enslaved for 23 years. She never saw the light of the day from that compound that she stepped in. These are some of the things. So this type of marriage also happens internally too, whipping state from state to state, because you never know who is who. So this is the things I'm bringing to our knowledge, so that when we are talking of trafficking, you know that it's not only coming as a job thing. The job own is there. The marriage own is there. These are many ways, and other many ways they do this. So that is it.
Wow.
Having said that, I want you to know that the question is, how do you know that this is trafficking? And I think that one way or the other, I have been mentioning it, and I have mentioned it even in answering, pouring out my heart. One is that somebody can even come home and started displaying money. A relative, a community member, who come with money, money, become Father Christmas, helping everybody in the village, throwing money around. He never or she never told you anything. You have a problem, you approach her, she will just, help you without any condition. And people will start seeing her as a good person, as a messiah, relaxed. You begin to think, hey, this person is a good person. No, let me even approach her and see if she can help me. If she can help me, see, she normally comes abroad once in a while, and she helps people to see if she can assist me travel. I don't mind. I'll bear the cost of my transportation. I'll bear the cost of everything. Let her just use her contact over there and just help me, get over there. And when you approach her, she, no problem, don't worry. I know you are a good person and you are hardworking. Don't worry, I will help. I have contact. It might not even be that at that particular trip that he or she came visited. It might be on another. Tell you, no problem, when I go back. Or even some of them, because they meant business, that money they came at, they really have to, purchase their goods. You are one of their goods, I want you to know, and demonstrate with it. So they might right there, right, you tell you there's no problem. I have some people. I can even call them. I can even tell them. They can even help. But know that it's this short time, and the process. What I'll do, I may not travel with you. I can arrange. You can go through an African country. From there, we can arrange for you to enter the country. You can use somebody's name or passport. This is it. Is one of the red flag.
Fantastic. Madam Hope, I think
Yes.
you wait for the next question because most of the questions are related. Dr. Temitope has been going on and in and out. So let's allow Dr. Temitope to say greetings to the family. Thank you very much, Madam Hope. I know if I leave you, talk to it from today to tomorrow because this is your strength area. So, Professor Temitope, can you please say hello to family members? Thank you.
In our mind, always in my mind. My destiny is in my hand. To Nurse Angel, to Dr. Hope, and all our esteemed audience. Good evening, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, depending on the different parts of the world you're listening. In our Mind Talk Show, we sincerely appreciate you. We love that you're with us. Invite your friends and join us. Make your comments. We're always available to add value to the life that listen to us. Once again, compliments, greetings.
Fantastic. So, farm members and Dr. Temitope, the first question I asked, although not the question, so we were talking about how to spot traffickers, how to spot traffickers. And Madam Hope said something that I think is significant. And I was watching the farm members, they all jumped on it as well. And she's advising, she said if she can, she would say that phones should be a kind of prevented from getting into the hands of children until they become adults. Is that what you said, Madam Ho? Until they get to 18 years, I think.
Yes, I did, at least.
Yeah, at least 18 years and at most 20. Okay, thank you, Madam Ho. I want to say this. And I want to say it loud and clear. Yes, a lot of people agree with you. I will say to you, which is an important point you're making. Yes, it might help. I didn't say it will. I say yes, it might help. Why? Why will it look as if it helps? It might help because traffickers, like Madam Hope said strongly, because she's in the field, often use social media, messaging app, online games to groom and lure victims. Yes, it might help. Limiting or delaying, as Madam Hope said, at least access to smartphones. She said, get them phone like just hello, how are you? Thank you, fine, or no internet. It could reduce the exposure through the channel of phone. Okoto. So, farm members, I want you to listen. It can reduce exposure through the channel of phone. However, it is not enough. In fact, it is, for me, I do not honestly subscribe to it. I'll tell you why. Trafficking doesn't only happen online. In fact, it happens through schools. Will you stop schooling? Trafficking happen right in schools. Trafficking happen right in churches. In fact, trafficking happen inside your house. They will come and meet your parents and they will traffic you. Traffic happens everywhere. Physical recruitment, it happens everywhere in your places of work. Will you stop going out? Will you stop the children from going to school? Over restricting technology like smartphone without education. That is why we are here. All the farm members, including children watching this program tonight, are using technology like smartphones. If you restrict them without giving them education, it can make children more secretive. I repeat, in fact, if you restrict your child from having phone, it could make them more restrictive or vulnerable when they do get access. They can hide their phone in a friend's house. Children, hide it here and use it, and they will keep their mouth shut. They will let you know, and they will hide it, and then they will be more vulnerable to traffickers, because people will say, "Don't talk." Remember, they're already hiding it from you. Phones, I want to say this loud and clear, can also be a safety tool. Of course, we are here tonight with our phone. Phones can also be a safety tool. Children can use phones to call for help. After all, one of the questions I asked is, do you have the phone number for NAPTIV? You said yes. I said type it. Children can have that phone number. And how will they contact NAPTIV if not using the phone, and or go to, like, they can contact them from Android and from ordinary phone, but they can go to the website. Children these days don't even like talking on the phone. My children don't talk. They chat all through, although they are adults now, but they don't talk on the phone. They can go quickly here to share location. They can share location. Emergency, this is my location, and get a lot of information. Very important. So let's talk about the balance, like Madam Hope is trying to say. I get her. So I will say that it is important to make sure, as you're about to hand a phone, a digital phone, if you choose to, make sure you educate them. Digital literacy. Tell them, let them watch. In fact, I want you to stop. Before you do anything, stop. Get your children to sit beside you, because tonight is going to be solution provided. We are going to provide solution in order to prevent trafficking. So stop. Get your children to come. If your child is not with you, call them. Tell them to, you need to give them the link through digital means. Give them the link of IOM. Start sharing. Tag your children. Tell them to listen. If you have younger ones, let them listen to this talk show, because yes, indeed, we can use phones to get and seek for help. And parents, we can also use parental control. We can also use parental control to monitor what our children are doing actively. Most importantly, actively teaching your children how trafficking works, online safety rules, and red flag, as we are doing tonight, is the watchword. Please keep open communication. Children can keep secret more than adults. Adults are talkative. Open communication, so children can feel safe reporting suspicious contact or action. Very important. So, Dr. Temitope, on that note, I would like to ask you a question yourself regarding children and how to prevent trafficking. So here I'm asking you about prevention. What preventive steps do you think that families can take to inform in fact, I saw one question here. Let me ask, this question has been answered severally. Blessing Abu, all Madam Hope answered tonight is this question. You still asked the same question. But let me ask you, Dr. Temitope, most of us watching this program is either we have children, or we have relatives, or we have friends, or we have neighbors. Even if we have nothing, we can see people all over. How can we stop this new form of slavery? Because trafficking in person is slave trading. How can we stop such form of trafficking in person, or advise our loved ones to not to fall victim to traffickers. Professor Temitope.
Thank you very much, Nurse Angel. And thank you to everyone listening from the different parts of the world. In our mind, always in my mind. My destiny is in my hand. I'm glad to be here. I apologize for coming late, but let me share this with everyone that the best place to be is in our mind talk show. Any other platform will not suffice, will not be comprehensive, will not be too effective. We're talking about a passionate woman that cares for you and to build a healthy future for you. Please endeavor to always get connected every Sunday at 8 p.m. Now, preventive measures are in numbers and they are always inexhaustible. You cannot finish listing them. The reason is the world is changing. The world is dynamic. Crime is dynamic. Okay, I speak to you as a criminologist. As you bring out new method of solving a societal issue, the criminals are devising another way of breaking the protocols. They are highly advanced, they are highly sophisticated, and I'm so glad when I listen to Nurse Angel say that these kind of syndicates exist in every strata of our society. You find them in the churches, you find them in the mosques, you find them in the schools, in the family. They are there. Do you know that even in government, public servants do it with disguise? International agencies with the disguise of recruitment. We even have one here in Abuja. And the government often pay lip service to some of those things. Possibly, maybe, I'm sorry, but it's left for anyone to verify. Okay? I have no valid evidence to prove that, but I cannot say that the government saw accomplice, because how do you explain a very big structure? Nigerians go there with the name of looking for. Yes, if you are hearing me, please, the preventive measures are very simple. Number one, it begins with what I refer to ideal self-image. You need to appreciate yourself. You need to value yourself. You need to treasure yourself. I often ask questions like this. How much can they offer you in exchange of your life? Can you sell yourself? But you cheaply sell yourself most often because you don't have a correct understanding of your personality, of your image. Again, you need to treasure yourself, you need to estimate yourself, and sincerely appreciate yourself. That's number one preventive measure. Truly appreciate yourself, rightly value yourself. And then number two, do not for any reason be gullible. Be satisfied with the little you have. People want to be rich overnight. You want to be praised everywhere. Why not learn to understand that there are processes of growth? A child of 2 years old cannot become 50 years old in less than a year. In wealth, yes, God can bless you, but please understand there is dignity in labor. You want to be there, you want to be that. These are preventive measures. Now, it begins with personal preventive measures. Number two, we now have government control. Government must be very sincere in enacting laws. We have enabling laws in Nigeria. We must enforce the law without preference or prejudice to any personality, without an option of fine. Let people dance to the music they played. If you are caught, regardless of your personality, your connection, you should face the law without an option of fine. Personal preventive measures, government preventive procedures, and then number 3, which is very, very essential, the family has a role.
Yeah.
The family has a role. The society has a role. Better still, all agents of socialization have a role. The family, the society, the religious homes, be it the mosques, be it the churches, and also be it even the traditional settings, they have a role. The social media has a role. We have a role. And let me say it this way. All that Nurse Angel is doing is she is trying to save a life, just one. And you can be that one person she wants to save. Don't deafen your ears. Now you are informed. Now you are aware. Now you have been conscientized. Nurse Dr. Hope, I've told you the red flags. When you see individuals flaunting their money, giving you money at no cost, at no anything, and you know they are strangers to you, hey, please note those red flags. Don't cheapen yourself. Don't trade yourself for things that doesn't worth it. Every agent of socialization is a preventive tool, is a preventive measure or avenue to actually prevent trafficking in persons and organ trafficking too. Please be very careful. And the last thing I need to say, as a preventive measure, which will really help beyond hello.
Yeah.
Yes, if
Yeah.
you can hear me, yes, the last most preventive and most effective preventive measure you cannot throw away is join IOM family.
Exactly.
Can I say it again? Tell the children, gather them in your neighborhood, tell the youths, tell the teenagers, tell the aged, come to IOM. We will teach you the ABC on social issues that are prevalent, that degenerates our society, devalues us, and destroys the fabrics of our society. Thank you very much, ma.
Wonderful. Well done, sir. I will come to Madam Hope. She's hungry. Thank you very much. And Madam Hope, I want to ask you a follow-up question. Madam Hope, how do we start the conversation? You see, because we are talking about, look, I feel you, Madam Hope. I feel you because I feel sad. I feel sad. Oh, slave trade. You know, when we talk about slave trade, people cry, people weep. Is this what they did to our forefathers? Oh my God, they shackled them, they bonded them, they hipped them like stock inside the boat. They flogged them, they marked them, they victimized them, they did this. And when you look at them, they are doing it now. It's happening as we speak. If you have that kind of bitterness in your heart, talking about your forefathers, what was done to them, what about what is happening to us right now and here? So I feel sad about it, and I want it to stop, just like you're looking to stop it. So the question now is, how do we start the conversation? How do we start the conversation about trafficking in our communities in a way that actually gets people to listen and take action?
Okay. We all of us here, as if I knew when I started talking, I introduced where I am speaking from. I'm speaking as we are talking now from my own village.
Yeah.
We all belong to villages, communities, and wherever we are, whether we are living outside our hometown, wherever we are is our community.
Yeah.
That street you are living is your community. You attend church with those people. they become your community people. You attend mosque with them. Wherever you are, you already is your community. You are in the institution, the universities is a community of its own. So wherever we find ourselves is our community. And we can start it by, one, becoming a change agent ourselves. Me becoming an ambassador, you becoming an ambassador, a change agent that want to prevent as much people as we can. That was why my organization, Intercom Africa, our vision is to truly see Africans, that is to see Africans that are truly free from enslavement. That is the vision of Intercom Africa. So if you now want to see people that are truly free from enslavement, or you call it slavery, whatever, you find out that in conversation, as you are tagging people to join IOM, in your conversation, you see yourself telling these stories, sharing it, discussing it with people, among your friends, among your peers, wherever you are. You can start talking about it. We are talking about IOM Hangout. Even in this IOM Hangout, I learned a community, a state carried out their own, either yesterday or today. I think Kaduna or thereabout. There are other states that are coming up. You can decide to gather yourself and put up a playlet, a drama that can, disperse message about this human trafficking. You can gather in an open square. You can decide to find an open square where children are even on holidays now. You can do it as an evening, whatever. There is what we call filming realities. My organization, we have documented realities of, victims of smuggled migrant trafficking, survivors sharing their stories and everything, and even some actually true life story that was put up as a drama or whatever. We have all these things. We when we organize with communities, we go with our projector, our laptop, we show it. Sometimes we even show the old slavery films like the Calabar slave trade and all. People will relax like watching cinema. Village scene, you project power, committee may support powering it for you, because movie, you cannot travel with your generator. They can arrange paraventure, normal Nigeria power supply, can use solar or whatever, but let there be that there is a light powering. We do filming realities on issues of human trafficking and smuggling or migrant. So you can even organize, you can start with the ones you can do from what you have heard here, or you can even research more, you can even check, you can watch films from YouTube, you can search and see a lot of stories, you can check NAPTIP stories and whatever. I know there was a time they partnered with Wala Adenuga, this is super story. They showed some of these things. So you can, with the few knowledge and what we have gathered here, you can put it up as a drama, as a playlet to pass the message across. You can also take advantage of your church your community gatherings, your church group or whatever, where people gather. Even as I talk to you, I can talk from, if I enter a vehicle, I may not know. When they say don't be drunk, I'm a Christian, so sometimes I do make reference to Christian quotations that we shouldn't be drunk with wine, but we should be drunk with Holy Spirit. If you allow me, like Onosenje said, I will talk about this till tomorrow morning. I will not know. I can enter vehicle from Anambra going to Abuja. You will be surprised that somebody might have said something in that motto. You see me bringing that thing was said and link it up to issue of human trafficking and irregular migration. Maybe somebody just made a comment, this country, the way we were suffering, you see me link it up to human trafficking, and we will talk about it till I get to Abuja without knowing, without getting tired. And you see people there will start sharing their own true stories, experience of neighbor or direct. It's even true like that. Sometimes we identify victims and sometimes we get them to come and share their true life story. Like we are saying, maybe some people among us are here might have experienced this thing we are talking about. And one of is part of their healing and also part of helping others. Speaking out, they can volunteer among to come and share their true life story, their experience on that when what they went through and how they survived. These are some of the things that could be done. We are also readily available. I'm also readily available. No matter any part of Nigeria, I travel where I am being invited, and whether it's international conference, national conference, state, community, church, anywhere. Even if even as a family can even invite me to come and talk to their family. I don't mind traveling away from Anambra to Lagos just to go and talk to a circle of family of 3, 4, 5. It's not the number. It's not the number of people you talk to. It's a matter of talking to people anywhere, anytime about this, because you wouldn't know who this will lead to be able to save them from being enslaved. Because there are a lot of people. When we begin to tell you stories, if you allow me, I have a lot of the stories I tell you are practical, real life stories of victims and survivors. So we can start this sensitization. We can begin to spread this news, awareness, sensitization, enlighten. Even if you have access to radios and televisions around you, you can leverage.
You can leverage on radios and television around you. And I agree. So, Dr. Temitope, I would like to ask you a question. This will be the last question. It will be more of a discussion.
Hello, can you still hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
A call came in and it disconnected me. I don't know. So we can.
I think the call came in again. Okay. So, Dr. Temitope.
Knowledge. From whatever little you know, say it the way you know it, in your language, in your dialect, in a common language, pidgin, whatever, outside Yoruba, Efik, whatever, speak it, because the language of the people is always helps a lot. So I think I will stop at this point.
Fantastic, Madam Hope. Thank you very much for your wonderful points. And I want to say this, and I want to come to Dr. Temitope to ask you a question. Dr. Temitope, it is always known, you're a professor of IOM, and you're a doctor, you're a lecturer in the university. You know that the more we know, the stronger we are. I repeat, the more we know, the stronger we are. Last time we had the first part 1, and part of what we were talking, Madam Hope said something about people consent to be trafficked, and I asked her, is there something like consent to trafficking? And she said, okay, what she didn't go deep. She now said they always come with one deceit or the other, which is the fact that so consent is irrelevant for trafficking. Again, it's a crime. So during our admin discussion, some of our family members are of the opinion, and Madam Hope, I would like you to also throw some point on that. Some of our family members are of the opinion that some people know they are being trafficked and they agree because, like you said, Dr. Temitope, he said, ideal self-image, don't be gullible, overnight riches. Sometimes people will come with a kind of a job that is too good to be real. Can you hear me, Dr. Temitope? Or you're frozen? I don't know if you can hear me. Madam Hope, I know you can hear me. So,
no, call was coming in. I couldn't hear you. It interrupted your.
Okay. I want
this.
this to be the last discussion we'll have. Then we'll go into safety measures. I think Dr. Temito is frozen. Because he can't respond, I'm going to take him off so he can come back again. All right. So, Madam Hope, I said after the last discussion, family members were arguing, some of the admin team, and they were like, some people know they are being trafficked, and they agree because they are greedy. They know they are going to go and work as prostitutes, and they agree. So why? What is the thing there? They are asking. They said because people know. Therefore, okay. I think Dr. Temitope is here. Yeah, Dr. Temitope. I don't know if you heard the question. Did you hear the question? You can unmute.
I think you will have to repeat the question because I actually got part of the question, but not comprehensively.
Yes. So I said, some people are arguing that people are aware that they are being trafficked because some people will tell them, this is trafficking, don't talk. If you go, you do prostituting, you will make money, this and that, and then they agree. So therefore, they accept it. So that's their fault, and they got what they wanted. I know Madam Hope last week spoke to the president of the country and talked about the reason why people are easily trafficked and a whole lot of other stories. On that note, what do you have to say to everybody regarding the fact that people, you use the term gullible, don't be gullible. People could be gullible, but is it enough for them? It's just like slave trade. You see, let me tie it to slave trade. Oh, some people know they are going to be slaves. They agreed and went in. And when they started cutting them, pinning them, flogging them, keeping them weeks and months and years without food, taking their wife off them and reducing them as less than animals. So when you say they are accepted to be slaves, so that is their reward. What do you have to say about that?
Can I respond?
Yes, 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 yes.
Can I go ahead
Respond.
and respond?
Yes, please. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. In our mind, always in my mind, my destiny is in my hand. We all have a duty to play. Nurse Angel is playing her duty. Are you playing your own duty? Am I playing my own duty? We all have a role. We all have a role. And that's an attempt to answer. Are you playing your role? Now, when you say that there is a consent or that they are receiving in return what they bargained for, all of these things are not sufficient. When Nurse Angel said we should increase education, increase
Madam Hope, you may be coming in. He's frozen.
hello,
Yes, yes,
Okay.
thank
yes.
you. Yes, it's what you call quantity and quality. What is the quality of the knowledge you get, not the quantity of the knowledge? In terms of quality, it then defines the quality of the decisions you take. Now, when you get the quality knowledge, when you are well informed, obviously, very correctly, self-destructing decisions will not be taken. Now, it is because you don't have the right knowledge. In your father's house, you are not a slave. Here you are not, if you're in Africa, in the north of Africa, in the south of Africa, in the east of Africa, in the west of Africa, in Central African Republic, if you're in Asia, if you're in any parts of Europe, if you're in any parts of America, you can truly be enslaved. You can be a product of slavery, modern slavery, where your decision doesn't matter. And the issue of consent is well defined in law. But far beyond that, you need to appreciate the fact that the quality of the knowledge you get determines the quality of your decision. So for tonight, our emphasis is on the quality of the knowledge. And that's why we're emphasizing we all have a role. When you go out there, give quality knowledge. Now, let me make it this simple. Let's simplify it. If you are asked, yes, you are hungry, will hunger cause you to take poison? The answer is no. You do not hate yourself. If hunger will not push you to take poison, therefore, you should not say because of your current social status, you will deliberately sell yourself out. Even when you know they can kill you on transit and traffic your organs. You can go there and be used for prostitution. And then suddenly you can get diseases.
All right, Madam Hope, you can come in.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
I will always answer this question with questions. And I will throw that back to us. But let us know this. If you are in our mind family and listening to this message, and you still argue about the issue of consent, somebody agreeing to go and prostitute, I want you to know that without your knowledge, you are stigmatizing against those victims already. So even if you're in a position to help, you might say they wanted now. They were already doing a shower in Nigeria and they know they were going to do a shower over there. That is just your mentality, and I want us to keep it aside. Let us learn and relearn and learn new things. When I will ask this question, the young lady who is a journalist that got married to the husband and consented and agreed with the husband that she will come in through that international conference and will now stay back for her document to be regularized until she find out that the man actually wasn't marrying her, that he only purchased her to be forced into prostitution. Where is the place of consent there? Or did she not consent to go and meet him and, if I should use the word, abscond from returning when her visa was supposed to be expired? That is one question. You answer that. The second question I want to ask, that lady that was 40 years that went to do nanny in America and her document was seized, she was locked, never allowed to have contact with visitors. She worked morning till night, never paid for one, for 23 years until somehow God sent a helper and she was rescued. Did she not give consent when she went to America with her name, with another person's name, to go and do nanny? That's question number 2. The third question is, these children, our young girls, our undergraduates, who are being lured to donate their eggs, to sell their eggs, 100,000, 200,000, and consented to, to be induced so that the egg will be collected, thinking that maybe 1 egg, 2 egg, without knowing the effect and the side effect and maybe the consequence of what this will cause them after they induce and remove as many eggs as they want, and some of the damages they've done in their body, and how the effect it will have in their reproductive and when they marry and they want to have their own children. If they know the number of eggs that are being removed and the implications and what will happen to them at the end, do you think that they will give consent just because of 100,000, 200,000 to become a victim? These are just two, 3 questions without going more. Why I'm asking this question is for us to know that no matter how, or you are even asked and you got there, they use your organ, harvest your organs, and you gave consent to go in the first place to go and work, or you gave consent that when you get there you work and you are being dehumanized and used for forced labor without pay or with little to survive. Do you still give consent? When you say you want to go and prostitute and accepted and got there, did they tell you will be sleeping with dogs? Did they tell you they will chain you with up to 50 men and 60 men sleeping with you in a day? Did they tell you that maybe you felt that you do it at your own for you to protect yourself, that you will be using condom, when some clients said that they want it raw, they want it flesh to flesh, and you have no choice to decide? And this one madam said, is your consent still working at that point? Are you still giving consent? So when you find out that it's not what they told you that is playing out again, the consent you gave, that decision you make based on the information you have, what they already told you, and when you got there and you found out that it's no longer what was discussed that is being implemented, at that point your consent is no longer working. So nobody will now say you gave consent, you are good. So these are the things if you answer that question, and if you are in their shoe, you will tell me if your consent is still relevant.
Thank you, Madam Hope. That was brilliantly stated. And on that note, look, I want to say this. Last week, I remember I am Madam Hope's, we talked about it because I wanted you to clarify before we start, because we talked about, and a family member asked about stigmatization of the victims. And through this kind of statement, victims are re-stigmatized. They're already stigmatized because they won't talk, they do this, they deal with them. Then when they are released, they are re-stigmatized by us. So it's important. Madam Hope asked a number of questions. Did they tell you you're going to sleep raw without condom? Okay, let's say yes, they did. Let's say yes, they did. Madam Hope also asked, did they tell you you're going to sleep with dogs? Let's say yes, they did, and you accepted. And she asked, did they tell you you're going to sleep with a lot of men? Let's say yes, they did. Did they tell you that you're going to be chained and done with men? They could tell you somehow. But let me say this, legally, I repeat, legally and ethically, consent cannot imply agreement to trafficking. I repeat, legally and ethically, consent.
Sorry, Innocent Girl, I'm not cutting you. Another question you should add to it from what you are saying just came to my mind. They have told you all these things, right? You accepted. Did they tell you that the money will belong to them, that will not come to you?
Fantastic. Let me read. I'm sorry. I hear you. I will add that question. Let me read one of my newfound love. Madam Hope, don't be jealous. Thank you. Onyeka Chukuma. Onyeka Chukuma said, Nurse Angel. Oh, that's good. She said, Nurse Angel, God bless you. I'm learning every day on this page. Onyeka, thank Madam Hope. Thank Madam Hope for agreeing to come and teach us. Thank you very much, Onyeka. Yes. So Madam Hope has instructed and directed me to add something. So I'll start again. Madam Hope said, did they tell you that you're going to sleep raw, skin to skin? Let's say yes, they told you. She also asked, did they tell you you are going to be sleeping with dogs? Let's say, in some cases, yes, they do. And let's ask again, did they tell you you're going to sleep with up to 50 men? Let's say, yes, they do. They did. And they will tell you it's like £1 million. And she asked, did they tell you they're going to chain you? Let's say they could tell you they will chain you as a sexual chain. Fortunately or unfortunately, depending on how you like it, there's something called sexual chain. They chain you on the bed. Yeah, let's say yes, they did somehow. She said I should add, did they tell you that the money you're going to make belongs to them, not you? Jesus! Madam Hope, you too good. Who is that fool that they will say, after dogs will sleep with you, like 10 dogs a day to satisfy them, after you've been chained and raped by 50 men, or after you have been, you are made to sleep with monkeys and all sorts of animals, now the money they will raise on your head for doing that belongs to them, not you. And you will say, yes, I agree because I'm a fool. Even if I said yes to some of the questions, I don't think, like I told the admin team, I don't think they say everything to you. Therefore, I repeat, it is not a consent legally and ethically. It will not apply to trafficking. Even if you agreed legally and ethically, you cannot say they consented. Why? I asked Madam Hope last time, and I want to say it to you again. Under the international law, there is something, I bite my tongue when I say it. There is UN, is it Palermo Protocol? The UN
Palermo Protocol. Palermo is in Italy. During that convention, I think in 2000 or whatever, that was when they came up with that convention. So, and it was named after the community, the area where that decision was taken in Italy. So it's called Palermo Protocol. Though you call it UN protocol UN protocol on
traffic
suppressing persons and all stuff. So
fantastic. Thank you very much, Madam Hope. So yes, under the international law, the Palermo Protocol, even in Nigeria, I repeat loud and clear, even in Nigeria, the Nigerian Trafficking in Person Prohibition says that any consent, I repeat, even in Nigeria, even in Africa, any consent is irrelevant. I repeat, any consent, I agree, is irrelevant if obtained through deception. Oh, you agreed? No, you didn't agree. No, they didn't tell you. Yes, they told them. I'll tell you why. If it was gotten through deception, tricks and trick, coercion, abuse of power, your mom forced you, or exploitation of your vulnerability. Anything and everything can get in there, including deception, exploitation of your vulnerability. You are hungry. You're hungry. You don't know. You don't have anything to eat. You're desperate, and they use your desperation, your vulnerability, to exploit you, to tell you, come, I'll help you, and you agree. That is not a consent. Therefore,
Nathaniel,
yeah.
Sorry, I have to step in because as we are talking, I just want to highlight what I had said earlier. Whatever anybody is taking home from this whole discussion, we should remember that when I started, I said that trafficking in person is simply put as trade in human being. Trade in human being. They trade you to make money.
Okay.
You are a commodity. They have reduced you to a commodity. No matter the means. That's why I said trafficking has three elements: the act, the means, and the purpose. And the purpose is always that exploitation, the gain they are making from you, no matter how and anyhow.
Fantastic. And it's true. Thank you very much. Fantastic. So I want to say this. I'll tell you the discussion we had. Trafficking, I said this loud and clear to the admin team, because they say, yeah, is that there are some girls, they tell them you're going to do a shower. They agree. They consented. Or they had some men. They thought they are going to do yahoo yahoo. And they are like, yes, so we are going to do yahoo yahoo. They agreed. And I said, that's not a consent, because trafficking all the time, all of the time, involves hidden conditions. They will tell you the ones you have seen and you hear. This person did yahoo yahoo. He's not a billionaire. You're like, I'm going to do the yahoo yahoo. Let me be a billionaire. They involve hidden conditions. No person, like Madam Hope has said it a billion times tonight, no person can ever truly agree to something they were lied about. And before I finish, in case of children, definitely, just shut up. Sorry, just shut up. There's nothing like that child consented to be doctor. Just shut up. That's no. Now, let's talk about adults. Nosenja was approached by traffickers. Nosenja was told, you want money, quick money? I say, yes, truly I do. I do. And they said to me, come and sleep with men. They will sleep with you, maybe 2, sometimes 3, sometimes 10. I say, I don't mind. I'm looking for money, please, because my family, we are hungry. You see, that fact that I am vulnerable is not a real consent, because, yes, I said, I don't mind, I want to do it because of my vulnerability. No consent. If the government of Nigeria, like Madam Hope spoke to the president, provided for us enabling grant, and if I had done something else and I have the wherewithal, I will not agree. I will. If I have a lot of money, I will not agree. So the mere fact that I even said, I'm going to do this because I need to rescue my family. Vulnerability. Ting. No consent. Or my family are doing well. I'm just looking for more money. So I say, I'll sleep with a goat, sleep with a dog, sleep with all sleepables. Just pay me something, give me, because I want to be popular. I want them to notice that I do this. In fact, show my pornography. So when they see it, people will start knowing I'll be popular. They say, okay, guess what? I go. And they start doing this to me. And they tell me, don't tell anybody. And they seize my passport. That's deceit. You told me everything. I agreed.
There's another red flag. Another red flag I said I want to emphasize again.
Yeah.
The oath of secrecy.
Thank you.
The oath of secrecy.
Thank you. Thank you. You make me go through taking oath. You seize my passport. That look. There is never, and I say this loud and clear, there is never a true agreement to something you were deceived about. So take that out. Oh, this person like a shower work is okay. But that does not mean you're going to change me to a slave. That does not mean you're going to change me to a slave just to and say it's my consent. No. Just picture during the olden days. Picture the olden days when our parents were told they would take them to white man's land. They agreed. After all, they agreed. Some of them did. But they went into slavery. They told them, we'll take you there, you walk in their cassava. Yes, I want. Those slave trade, some of them could have consented. I wasn't there, so I used could. That is no consent at all.
But it's true, some of them consented.
That is no consent at all, because they were enslaved. There is nothing under the international law, legally and ethically, even morally, consent can never, ever imply agreement to trafficking. Even when a victim agrees, is against the law. And on that note, I want to say we will be ending the talk show tonight. And before we end, I promised you that we are going to share with you some vital numbers for trafficking, and these are the hotline. I had to do the research. So the toll-free line, you have a toll-free line which is on the screen. It is 0800 2255 627874. This is the toll-free line, and we have the short code as well. Then you have their email address. Please copy this down. Copy it down. Very important. Very important. Copy the email address and the phone number. If you are local, I saw somebody put down the phone number. If you are local, the phone number is 0703000 This is phone number for NAPTIP. And also their address, in case you want to write to them or you want to visit them. Their address is number 2028 in terms of number 2028 Dalaba Street, Wuse Zone 5, FCT Abuja in Nigeria. This is the toll-free number for NAPTIP. Then, if you don't have this number, you can go to your nearest police station. Go to your nearest police station, call the hotline. I saw Jane Ike gave the hotline. Or go to any human rights activist group. Contact Madam Hope. Come to IOM. Let us know so we can further direct the case to the rightful source. Very important for us to do so. Very important. Madam Hope, I want us to close now. And in closing,
yes,
I would like you to give us something to go home with. Empower and equip us. Yes, thank you.
You are calling me at the right time. I want you to know that the shortest, just like when you say 911 and all those other, NAPTIP, wherever you are in Nigeria, you just dial 627. Is a free toll emergency code for NAPTIP.
Yeah, 627 is on the screen.
247.
Yeah. Continue.
Okay, 627. Please, I was in if I try to be watching and being in, it will be, I always have a clashback. So I wasn't watching the screen. I still hear you mention it. Please, whenever you call 627, make sure you make it clear to whoever is receiving your call the state you are calling from, and the local government and your location, your exact location. There is what we call whistleblowers.
Yeah.
Your information is protected. Nobody is divulging, anything, because NAPTIP trafficking is a very serious thing, and everybody is being protected. Like I told you, even when you rescue victims, you don't just rescue them and bring them and leave them, because they are still not yet safe. They can still be re-trafficked, like we have talked about it. So you don't be afraid of anything. We just have to play our role, give them the exact information, details they needed to work with. I would just like Nurse Angel said, sometimes they can even advertise in the church.
Yes.
Somebody want to help, this and that. We have had something like that. We have stepped in, and with NAPTIP, they were able to intercept those people they took from a particular church, and they were moving them to Saudi Arabia. So anything can happen. So when you hear such thing, you can give the information to NAPTIP to really investigate about some of these things. Use that 627. It's free. Nobody is charging you. You give your details, they will do that. I think that's number one thing I wanted to say we go home with today. I also want us to know that, please, I'm sorry to say this. Yes, police can come in, but most of the time, it's not as if NAPTIP people, there might not be a Judas among the 12, but so far, we can vouch for them to an extent. So I'm safer when you are reporting trafficking case. It's safer you do it with NAPTIP. And I'm sorry I have to say, I'm saying this from experience. And almost every state now has state command. But where the state command is not there, there is always a zonal command. And if you go to NAPTIP website, you can search and get more details. Like all of us now, we can access, use that website, found out the nearest address of NAPTIP in your own area. Like Lagos have their own office, because before NAPTIP moved to Abuja, Lagos has been their head office. Benin has their own, and Benin was serving as zone, covering all the Delta and all those people. But I think possibly now Asaba, Delta has their own. Just like before, Anambra, we are all under Enugu zone. And from Anambra here, we were working, they always, the day NAPTIP had to come on and pick a suspect. Before, from Enugu, they had already landed. If it warrants them coming, lodging in a hotel, mounting surveillance to pick the suspect as early as 5 a.m. or whatever, they know how to do their work. So distance does not matter. Enugu zone was covering the whole 5 states, but now we have state command in Anambra, and Imo have, and so it's like that. If you check from NAPTIP website, you'll be able to get details of your nearest NAPTIP, whatever. You can even get who is the head, or even you can even approach them and get some literatures, some IEC materials that you can even use in your own individual and group enlightenment and sensitization that you don't need to start. So you can, as a IOM group, you can approach NAPTIP, introduce yourself and see how you can work, even without waiting for Madam Hope to come all the way. You can work with them to enlighten and sensitize your own area, your environment, your churches, your community. What we needed is wherever there is an organized activity where people will gather, give us opportunity, even if it's 10 minutes. Is enough to drop some salient information that can stir up people's hunger to begin to ask questions for more details. I think I will leave it here for now. Thank you.
Oh, look, I can never stop you from giving us the insights we require in order to prevent this slave trading. That is what it is, slave trading. And in ending tonight, I want to say that, just like I said earlier, the more we know, the stronger we are. Please, family members, I have been reading your comments. Let us empower each other tonight. Madam Hope and Dr. Temitope have done all they can humanly do. Like she said, do not wait for her. And on that note, I want to say, remember, family, the old chains of slave trade never truly vanished. They just changed faces. Today, slavery can wear any color. I repeat, stop looking at the white man. Any color it disguises, and it can touch anyone. It's not just online. Yes, they are online, of course, a lot, yes. Just like Madam Hope said, and Dr. Temitope, is also in the church. In fact, it can be in your house. It could be your best friend. In fact, it can be your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your husband, or your wife. Just know that.
Angel, yes. Sorry, the more you talk, you stir me up, because there are some practical experiences when you say it could be your house. It just reminded me of this innocent girl that was in secondary school. They were only 2 children. Their father, this girl, the father is a civil servant, but he was doing well and loved this daughter of his and his children, and promised her that the girl was doing well in her academics, and promised her how no matter anywhere she want to study, go anywhere, the level she want to reach academically, that he's there for her. Unfortunately, this man, before you know it, this man died unexpected, and this girl was left with her widowed mother and the younger brother. This little girl had to sort of like not totally drop from the going to school. Her mother has a little shop so what she did was to learn how to plait hair. She will be doing her schoolmates their hair. When she gets home during the holidays, she will be doing people's hair and be making little money and be saving it, so that when she's to go back to school, her mother will augment and contribute, and they will use it to make sure. And this is how this girl managed to survive and was able to graduate from secondary school. And when she came back, she joined, she was able to, the mother had to start a little hairdressing salon for her. And that is where she was doing her thing quietly and neatly and whatever. All of a sudden, Auntie Germany landed. Came back and said she's looking for a good salon where she wants to do her hair. They introduced her to this girl salon. She went, and the woman was like praising this girl. You are a good girl, quiet, good, and you are doing well. And started asking questions. And the girl opened up and told her challenges, how they lost their father, how her mother is struggling, how she managed to graduate from school. And Auntie Germany promised her, you don't need to worry, don't worry. I will help and take you to Germany, where you will be studying and still be plating and making money. and she had to take her. I want to meet your mother. She took her to her mother, and has come to wipe away her tears. Her daughter is traveling abroad to go and study, and she'll be making her hair and this and that. And she said, you shouldn't worry. I will arrange, no matter the little you have, I will make sure that I prepare her pepper and will take her. And that was how they actually prepared a genuine document for these girls. And they took this girl to Germany. The day she landed, they had already booked her. They did not even allow her to even have just 1 day rest. That same night, this girl was brutally raped, slaved, until somehow, a customer that came had mercy on her. That was how this girl was rescued. But before she came back, it was already from frying pan into fire. They lost the little and the hope and whatever. And that was how they destroyed the destiny and the life of this girl and shattered the hope of this widow. I leave it here.
Sad. So you see, I want to shock you. I want to shock you. When we say the disguise, it comes in different faces, no more white. It also comes in black faces. It can be you and I. I repeat. Hey, friend, look out for them. Look at ourselves. It can even be you and myself. A good thing is we have the power to stop it. Let us not wait until it hits home, hits me, and wait. Those people it happens to, they are greedy. Don't wait. Just stand up. Wherever you are, get up. Speak out. Share this talk show to all your friends. Yes, share. Everyone that is watching, share. At least to 2 persons. Together, we are going to create awareness. We will also turn the awareness into action. And this modern day slavery will end once and for all. One thing I want to say is ending modern day slavery is really a combination of a lot of things. Number 1, we need strong legal framework, yes, but we have it already from what Madam Hope is saying. We need also enforcement. That means having the law, yeah, but we need to enforce the law. We need to enforce the law. We need to ensure that all the culprits are sentenced and serve their sentences in full. No mercy. This act will serve as a deterrent and is a fundamental step, like Dr. Pt2 said, to stop. Secondly, education and awareness. Yes, we are doing it here. This is where our own power in IOM lie. Education and awareness, very crucial. When people know how to spot the signs of trafficking, when people understand the risk, they can protect themselves and others. It's about empowering ourselves with knowledge so we can act. And also, number 3, we need strong support system for survivors. Madam Hope talked about somebody that went anti-Germany, and when she came back, it was worse. Yes. As if it's even better, God forbid. But we need strong support system because they come from frying pan, quoting Madam Hope, to fire. Why? Government, it's time for you to step up. It means we need government provide safe havens, counseling, because these people have seen they have seen the back of their head with their front eyes without using a mirror. They need counseling. They need safety. They need legal assistance. They need job training. They need assistance to help rebuild them into the lives, normal lives in this society. It does not only help those who have been affected, but also strengthen the overall fight against trafficking. Yes. So lastly, I want to say it's important to encourage everybody to take action. And that is what we are going to call tonight. You've been empowered. You've been empowered. This is the front line. We have a short code, 627. Oh, I don't have credit. Oh, I don't have credit. No worry. Just call 627. You won't pay a penny. Save a life. You have the means. Contact them. If you want to rescue somebody, please, you can do so by standing up and speaking up. Time for judgment is over. It's time to rescue. Rescue. And do
Please,
not...
one more closing thing I just want to say. You can... Sorry, ma. Just one thing in my closing word. If you can hear me.
Yeah.
Please, I'm interrupting you.
That's fine.
Please, you can, even as a neighbor, sometimes you have seen all these red lights. It might be people you may not be able to advise, or people you think are trying to discourage them. Like some people say, I will warn them from the question and answer section, warning and all those. It might be a friend. You have explained everything to the person and everything, but you find out that they might even start disassociating and will not continue with you. You can still go a step further, the whistle blowing.
Yeah.
And send information to NAPTIP to actually investigate and see how they can save that person. There are people you may talk to. They have made up their mind. A lot of money has gotten into it. They have even sold land, borrowed money. Yeah. It's like for them, no turning back. So you can't quarrel, you should not even make it known to them that you are going to tell NAPTIP. You just still pretend as if you have just advised, you explain things, you just relax, pretend nothing, but you quietly go and let NAPTIP send detailed information to NAPTIP about that, so that they can step in, investigate. If actually the person is a victim, they might be able to intervene, intercept, and even use the opportunity to arrest the recruiter or the trafficker. Recruiters are also traffickers themselves, but they have different roles to play. Yeah. Remember, it's an organized crime, it's a syndicate.
Fantastic. And in ending, the last word, there's something Madam Hope said, so they can investigate. And if I stood up because I'm happy now, I was sad at the beginning. I started sad because of the nature of the topic, but I'm happy because we are enlightened, and we all, including me, before I came, I've shared this on all my social media handles. All of them I have. So I want to say that, please, it is better for us to give a false alarm. I'm sorry to say that on this occasion. It is better to give a false alarm than for you to keep quiet and a real victim goes down. I repeat, please, let them check and say it's wrong. Better, at least you tried, than you say, oh, I don't know, I'll keep quiet, and a real victim is down. Please take note. Let us dance and close.
I said, I'm a can't I said, you can come and naked. I'm a pick up the other way. I'm the one that the other way. I'm not going to live with legacy. I got to do my number. So my money takes it back. I got
Yes. So, Madam Hope, I want to thank you specially. I think we've empowered the family members. Can you close the talk show, Madam Hope?
I think I've already closed that, but I want us to remember that we are the agents of change. Prevention is better than cure, I tell you. There is no level of rehabilitation and reintegration that will not be left. So it's better that they were never exposed. So the best gift the best love you can show is to contribute and ensure that we prevent them from being enslaved. Starting from you, remember, it's all a fitting. So let us see how we can join hands to make sure that we prevent women, children, and youth. When we say youth, we are talking about young men and women from being enslaved, from being exploited, from being dehumanized. And we, instead of telling them sorry, it's better we help them now and save them by enlightening and taking unnecessary actions needed at any point, at any time. Even when you identify victim, also don't just leave them unattended. Let there be information shared with the relevant authorities. I leave us here for now. In our mind is always in our hand.
And my destiny is in our hands. Thank you, guys. Thank you, family members. And in ending, I want to say, please, before you go to bed tonight, talk to your husband, talk to your children, Talk to people around you. Tell them that slave trade never ended. It just had a new face. We can be victims and we can be perpetrators. So watch out. Knowledge is potential power if used. Help rescue someone tonight. I love you all. Good night and remain blessed. Bye-bye.